Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As I'm back on Ark, back on Extinction, doing some more of this building stuff. So, yeah, a bit's been moved on since last time. So last time I showed you, I just kind of had got the basic floor plan and the first wall level completed. So I've now taken it up quite a bit more, and I've planned out some of the inside or laid out some of the stuff inside. Not sure about how sort of finished this is in here, but let me just show you the structure. Also did this kind of lean-to thing around the side. So this is kind of the plan for this curb. I'm not sure if it's going to be everywhere that there isn't a building as well, or just where the buildings are there's going to be this kind of lean-to thing. Took me absolutely ages to do this. It looks quite effective, I think. The big problem is that, and the big challenge that I faced, is that the distance between the wall here and the outer edge of that isn't, basically isn't a unit in Ark, a building unit. So it's not like a single foundation or a double foundation. It's like just over like half a foundation more than a single foundation, if that makes sense. So I have got, as I sort of showed you in the last episode, I've got some, you're just about to see them there, but clipped into the floor. I have a thatch foundation, but you can see that the space next to it isn't quite enough to be another full foundation. So it was a real challenge. Not only that, but well, what that also then means is that the distance to this railing, so this corner would always have to be wrong, if you see what I mean. So because I have come out from the building, or ended up coming out from the building, this is never going to line up with the edge of this. I might do something, I might try and work out if I can do something here, or I might just go straight across with the greenhouse glass. But what I had to do in order to get these what is supposed to be kind of supports with the double greenhouse walls, if you look, that doesn't line up with where the railing is, for example. It's not the edge of the railing. So the railing is actually on its own fence foundation and goes all the way around the edge here. And then this is actually not attached to the floor at all. It's clipped into the floor, but it's supported by a fence foundation up on the ceiling there. So if I just get I'll show you what I mean by this. Let's just put my HUD on a second, so I never remember to do this. Right. So I had to do that. So I basically had to glitch well, not glitch, but use the vertical offset for a fence foundation to get a fence foundation up onto the middle of that ramp. So what I did was actually place it on the ground first, and then glitched one up there using that vertical offset. And if you don't know that vertical offset, basically if there is a ceiling or something that will support a fence foundation in the path of where you're trying to snap it, it will offset that vertically. So it will basically just go up onto that level. So that's what I did, and I used that to my advantage to get those fence foundations up there. And then I had to put a glass wall, so there are actually glass walls up on top of that you can't see, in order to then snap down the doors below it. And they don't quite line up with the edge, or they didn't quite get them straight, so it's slightly closer. If you look, that slightly clips in, and this slightly out from the railing. So that is just where I've been off slightly with the fence foundation, or that initial fence foundation wasn't quite straight. I think I can live with that. The problem will be if I continue to do this all the way down to the other end of that curb, then obviously that gap is going to get wider and wider and wider. So I'm not sure if I'm going to continue that, or I'm going to do something else in the spaces between the buildings. So that's that. Let me know what you think of that, guys. I think it's and let me know what you think of the colours as well, or if you've got different suggestions for colours. because I've gone with this kind of green and orange theme. So yeah, I've done a few other bits and pieces to the building. I just noticed I'm missing something painted there. So let me take you around. So I changed some of the textures. So as I went up to the next layer, I just sort of felt it was going to get a bit boring if it was always the same pattern of that, just up and up and up and up. So I've decided I'm going to do these solid metal walls. I'm not sure if I'm going to alternate between kind of a row that's all glass and then a row that's some glass, if that makes sense. So you can see that I've got a different pattern going on there. So I've got, these are the same. So we go half metal wall, greenhouse glass, railing. Then there isn't a, there's not half metal wall, so it's a slightly different pattern. Then there's a half wall that's open, and then there's a railing. So I think that whole block is then going to be repeated on top. So that's how tall we're going to go. And then I'll probably repeat this block on top of that, if that makes sense. So I'll end up with the two edges is slightly different pattern than the three middle sections. And I think that would just be a more interesting design. So then just taking you around the building. So I then did this thing with, so because we haven't got any of the eco mods, I really love, one of the things I love with eco is being able to put foliage and bushes and stuff like that down. So I'm missing that big time. So I thought, well, what can I do to kind of make this look a bit more kind of, you know, this plant or this tree sort of design look a bit more filled out, because actually the crops by themselves are pretty sparse and you never get anything in the bottom. I mean, if you've watched any of my other videos on Olympus or anything, I quite often just put in the small bushes from ecos around the crop plots because I always thought they just look a bit bare. This time what I did was actually just stacked up some crop plots. So there's actually, I mean, it didn't quite work as well. If I did it again, I'd slightly change it. But what I did was I put 4 small crop plots on the bottom. I planted those up with berries, which is what these leaves are. So these small leaves that are clipping through are the berries. And then I put a medium crop plot on top of that, which you can just sort of see some of that is a second medium crop plot, and you can see the depth of that medium crop plot. In that one I planted the sava root. That is the centre thing there, and just gives it a bit more filled out. And then I put another medium crop plot on top of that and planting the citronal bushes, which is obviously what you get with these orange fruits and stuff. So altogether I think it's a little bit more fleshed out. If I just show you the other one, which I've only done, so I only did the sava root and the citronal on this one, and I think if I redid these or I did any more of them, I would probably switch it around so that the small crop plots are in the middle, so that those leaves would then be a bit higher. So I hope you followed that. I hope that makes sense. And then I just did a little trick with fence foundations. There's a fence foundation there, and then another one across there to get that lower level. And then I've clipped a wall down, basically. So again, it's the same thing. If you put a wall on top of a fence foundation, that will allow you to put a wall underneath it. So that allows you to get these kind of small little trim marks, or these trim areas. So I could, if I wanted to, for example, I could put a trim all the way just along the level of that curb, just at this metal texture, which I might do, I'm not sure yet. So I'm considering, just been playing around with something. I don't think I've got it on me at the moment. I'm considering lining this avenue with these plants. But what I really want, and I've been trying to work out if I could do this, is I don't really want the big crop plot. And what I was trying to do was place a crop plot underneath the texture and see if I could get it just to clip through, but it's really challenging. So I'm either going to do what I've done over there, which is kind of along the front edge, or I'm just going to plant things along the side. If we had ecos on here, I would definitely just use, I'd make my own decorative kind of border thing there. That tap is probably going to be removed. So then as we go around the building, so I've started to build it up, and as I said, so what's it going to be? Kind of 4 layers at the moment, so 8 layers deep, 8 layers tall, sorry. Most of which I think is just going to be kind of empty space inside, but we shall see. And then coming around the side, or around the front, so you saw this design before. I think I've extended it up now, and put the put the glass peak on top of that. So greenhouse glass again. Just repeated the pattern, so it's slightly different at the front than it is at the sides. And then as we go round again, it's all decorated now, or painted now at least. I think this is starting to look really good, this edge. So I've got my stairs up. I placed the gate inside. I placed the floor down. I think I placed that down before. And then as we go inside, so I thought I'm going to keep this kind of quite utilitarian. So it's going to be quite functional based, this, which is quite unusual for me, or this building is at least. I'm not having a limited palette of the decorative pieces just is kind of meaning that it's going to be quite bare bones, but I will do my best. So I have this little small crafting area here, which is my fab, and my crafting stations, and it's a little table thing I put in. I think that's kind of neat, and it's divided out with these kind of room dividers. This is something I'm experimenting with. I don't think it's going to stay like this, but I'm trying to make a sink. Don't think it's going to be that. I'm going to try and make one out of a toilet, which I might show you in this episode depending on how we get on. Some fridges, and so it's just a basic kitchen. God, I'm so missing the eco kitchen, but stop banging on about ecos. Upstairs we go to the first floor. Not sure what I'm using this floor for yet. Potentially a bedroom, or potentially where I'm going to put my generator or something. I'm not sure. I think maybe this is going to be eventually end up being where my grinder is and stuff like that. So I might just leave it empty for now. I don't actually have any of the tech engram, or really many of the tech engrams. So I know there are a bunch of tech things that would be useful, but I've got to go and do whatever I need to do to unlock those first. So that is kind of... I started to get some vaults, so I'm soon to replace all of this. And I've put a foundation clipped into this curb. So I'm going to put the vaults, or at least a few vaults, along this wall. So this is going to be like my loading area. And I've stripped out a lot of this stuff now. I think the biggest thing I'm missing, the biggest problem I have when you do a metal base, is you are kind of still stuck with things like the cooking pot. Obviously once I get the industrial cooker, I've got to be trying to factor that into this room somewhere, so I think that probably will go in that space, and those preserving bins will come out. So in terms of what we're going to do today, I've been giving you a little demo, or a little walk around. I have a couple of plans. So I'm going to extend the building on, so I think I'm probably going to get the rest of the structure, or at least the outer walls done. I've got to do some tricks here to sort of work with this gate, to get that supported, and then I'm going to go up and finish the top probably. Right, so more has been done. Lots and lots more has been done. This has taken a long time. Lots and lots of building. Lots and lots of building. So we are going to take a little bit of a break and go off and do something slightly different. We're going to go tame a bear out in the wild. Just going to take my Megatherium. We're going to run down to the other end where I know... So my base is down this end of the city, and I know just below the snow biome over there on the east of the city is a load of bear spawns. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to bring you along with them for the tame there, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the additional parts of the building. Right, so first spot for bears is just here on the map. So if we get my my GPS out and show you. So just on this little river. So there's my GPS to show you. So we'll have a little scout as to what we've got here. We just got in a big fight with a Rex, 168 Rex. So 180 is our max limit on the server. So I think anything north of 160 is going to be great for me, I think, for what I want it for. So I just basically want to put a little crew of bears together like I've had on the other servers. 108. 108 is not terrible. Right, so next spot is just below the dome here. So this is 4073. I'm slightly concerned because I have a UT behind me somewhere, shouting his head off. So let's see what we've got here. The thing is, there's so many, generally so many bears on this map. This seems like it's usually a good spot to find. There we go, 168. Boom. That'll do us perfectly. So we've got to discreetly dispose of a whole bunch of them without aggroing our 168. Where is our 168? Was it the red one back there? Yeah, that kind of red coloured one. So if I just get rid of these, this Megatherium is pretty hefty. And his name is Barton Keys, and if anyone can tell me where the name Barton Keys comes from, I'll be very impressed. So he's quite far away from me at the moment, which is it's going to be a bit of a tricky shot. Let's see if we can get him from here. No. Be out of his range. That was a hit. Right, good out. Right, so you just chill down there. It's quite a long way away still, so this is going to be a bit tricky. He did take some damage from that stego. Let's check there's nothing coming down behind me. I'm going to get a bit further down there because I think he's going to try and run away, isn't he? Where's he running to? Where are you running to, fool? Got to be a little bit careful here because he's going to come flying around that corner. There he is. So am I safe from him up on this rock? Potentially. We shall find out. Or I don't, maybe not. So I'm going to have to retreat out of here rather speedy if this doesn't work. He's running still. Why is he running still? Here he comes. I'm a little bit scared that he can get up on this rock. He doesn't seem to want to stay aggroed though. That's a hit. Right, he's coming this time. Can he get up here? He can. Ooh. So he got a hit on me there. Obviously, I'm only in Gilly here, so I'm now in a bit of a dangerous situation, to say the least. My escort is over there behind me, and I only have. Oh, I've got another bear friend now as well. Oh no, that's a problem. Got to find somewhere I can stand. Can I stand here? Yes. Right. Where's my guy gone? Oh, is that him all the way over there? Oh, now he's got friends as well. Using the old reusable grapple. Using the old Spidey Toves. There we go. Oh, that was lucky. Very lucky. Very lucky to survive. Okay, got away with it. Got away with it. Right, let's go find our guy again. So he's not aggroed right now, so we're going to try something else here. Different tactic. I wonder, because he's not aggroed on me, can I just... No, okay, he's aggroed on me. Alright, bear, chill. If we do something like that, I think maybe you can get over this lip, so we'll do that. And then we'll do that. Right. Is that safe enough? Oh, no. So he should be able to deal with that now. If he's healed up enough, he should be able to... Oh, he's just running. He's just gonna... No, he's not. He's gonna fight it. He's gonna annihilate it, though. Yeah, he annihilated it. Okay. Come on. Come to me, bear. That's perfect. Stay there. That's it. That's perfect. That's not what I wanted to do. That's it. Stay aggroed on that. That's exactly what. That's perfect. Hooray! And just sleeping like a baby. So obviously I could have just made that really easy for myself, and just airlifted him back with my Quetzal, and just dropped him in the taming pen or something. That would have been a lot easier. But I thought this would just be a bit more fun. I was talking to some of the guys earlier, saying that, Joe, this is obviously because this is the last DLC for Ark, so I'm trying to make the most out of it as possible. So just doing stuff that is a bit more of a challenge, really. Right, so I'm going to let this guy starve up for a bit, grab a bit of prime, and then I'll bring you back when we're on our way back to the base. And then I'll show you the last bits that I've done. Right, back in a sec. Right, we are just arriving back home. We have our little bear friend with us. He got, I think I'll stop and show you the levels in a second, but he got, I had a bit of honey, so I got some fairly good taming efficiency out of him, but obviously he isn't max level. But so let me just quickly show you his level. So we got him up to 251, and these are his stats, which is pretty alright for a start. And weight is always a good thing with a bear, I think, but they level up pretty well. So we are going to just bring this guy a little bit further into the base so he can get onto the... And let me show you what I've been up to, just to kind of finish off the structure. So I've done the outside wall here, so kind of done this suspended kind of glass thing, like a bit. Basically, I just sort of mirrored what I've done over here. Over here, I need to get you to tell me what you think about this stairway. Whether you think it's better there or not having it at all. I'll come back to that in a second. But I put these support pillars in. They don't actually have to be there, because once you get it up to that level, it is supported by the glass structure. So I could take those out, but I think they kind of work, and I could just kind of do something a bit more interesting down here as well. And then we've repeated the pattern basically all the way around. That we'd done, as I said before, I was going to mirror that. I've mirrored it up the top. Just get on the quets actually, give you an aerial view. So I think that's pretty cool now. I think it's a pretty cool pattern. I'm still not sure about the paint. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure if I either want the paint at all, or I just want the orange, or the orange in something else other than this green. I think the green is just a little bit too bright, but I'm not sure. So yeah, I could use your help on that one, guys. I've got to put the top on it, obviously, still. And yeah, I've just kind of mixed up the patterns inside, I guess. So not just having consistent walls. I mean, there is a consistency. So there are reflections. So for example, the fact that I've done that pattern on that side means that I've done that same pattern over this side. But the sort of inconsistencies are matched, if you see what I mean. So railing, not railing, railing. And then we've got, well, something slightly different over this side because of the archway, but I've used that same sort of theme again. I think it's here, yeah. So this is a wider version of it. So it just gives it a bit of variety without it looking too messy, I think. Now, when it comes to this staircase, originally, well, when you saw it earlier, I had this staircase go up to this landing level. And when I've put that back in again, obviously it means I need either a curved staircase going through that door, which I don't think would really work, or I need another square here. That was what I had before. Is actually I had this platform came a bit further out. So what I'm considering is having something right up the top here, like a crow's nest. I'm going to put something on the top, I think. But I could get up to this level and then go further up into another part of the ceiling. I'm just not sure whether I like. Oh, I've got some ceilings there. I'm not sure whether I like having that staircase up there. And the problem I'm going to have is that I'm not going to want to have these ceilings showing. So I'm going to want to have those invisible. So if I just show you that quickly, I always have a bit of a bugbear with this sort of thing, but I'm not a big fan of things looking like they can't really realistically be supported. So if I do that, there's nothing supporting that staircase. So I don't know. Yeah, it'd be good to get your guys' opinions on that. So yeah, just let me know what you think in the comments, whether I should do this at all or should just have it come up to this level or do something else with the stairs. I just got a bit stuck when I got to this stage. I think it's probably because this building was quite a grind. But yeah, hope you like it. I hope you think it looks interesting. I think it's a really cool build. I'm really happy with the way it's come out. I've had to do some things like this. I mean, that sort of looks a bit weird on the inside. You see that it's not symmetrical on the inside, but there's a reason why I've done that. If I show you on the outside, I sort of chose the outside aesthetic of the building more than the inside of the aesthetic for that, because that kind of balances more. If you see now, there's a central piece with a difference in it and the two outside edges are the same. Whereas if I had the solid metal in that piece, then it would look offset from the outside, if you see what I mean. So yeah, thank you for watching to the end of this one, guys. It's obviously a bit of a longer episode than I usually do, so I appreciate if you are for hanging around, and yeah, it'd be good to get that feedback from everybody and see what you think. Alright guys, thanks for watching. My name's Toves, and I shall catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.